Hi Stampers, it's Tina Shaw, and today I'm going to show you how to make the shutter fold card. And I made a couple of samples here, and this is how it works. See how it opens up? You have the belly band, okay, and then goes back on there like that. I decorated the belly band, and then on the envelope I used one of the new die sets, which is called the envelope dies, and even on the back I used this particular die right here, and then to cut out this piece I used the middle size of that set of 3 right there. So I'm going to set this one aside and this one aside, and I'm going to bring out what we're going to work on today. Alright, so this is your card base, and the card base is a regular 8.5 by 5.5. The only difference is it is scored at, I've got something on it here, 2 1/8. And then let me show you how I did this. I put this in, scored it at 2 1/8 right here, and then I flipped it over so I could score the other side at 2 1/8 as well. So you can do it that way, or you can do 2 1/8 and 6 3/8, I believe. No, I don't know. Anyway, that's what I do. Yeah, I think it's 6 3/8. So you're going to go first of all, and you're going to fold on those score lines. I'm going to use my bone folder and crease. And crease. Okay. And then I've cut out 2 pieces of Designer Series paper. And this is from the Heartwarming Hugs Designer Series paper set. I love that set. I've used it so many different times. So in fact, both of these are from the same set of paper, different backgrounds. And so these are 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. And so you're going to cut out 2 of those. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these down to the front. Okay, there's one side, just so you have a nice layer around there. And then I'm going to glue the other side on my mat. It's time for a new one anyway. Okay, and then you want to try to line up your bottom and your top pieces. And so I just give that a rub. And then where I got the glue on it, I'm going to use my little eraser here to get that off before it sticks to everything. There we go. Okay, so that's the outside. Then on the inside, you have 2 pieces. This one will go right in the center, and this one is 5 3/8 by 3. This one is 5 1/8 by 2 3/4. And so I'm going to glue these 2 together. And just glue this down onto here again, just leaving my nice little layer all the way around, like that. And then I'm going to take this piece, and I'm going to use my little strips. Oh golly, let me think of what these are called. And I'm just going to put a piece at the top and another piece at the bottom. You could use dimensionals if you want to, but I think this is pretty easy, and it does a really nice job. Let's see, those are called foam adhesive strips. That's what it is. Okay. So before I do anything else with this piece, I'm going to take my 2-inch punch. If you don't have a 2-inch punch, you can always use one of the circle dies. Try to find around a 2-inch circle die. And so I'm going to try to just line this up so I can get in the center. Doesn't have to be exact. I think that's kind of close. And so I think I have to stand up and push. Whoops, there we go. Not bad. There. And now, what I'm going to do is go ahead and take this backing off and just glue this down. So I found out that it needed to be just a little bit shorter than the regular 5.5, so that's why my Pear Pizzazz piece is 1/8 of an inch shorter. And then this circle that I just punched out, I'm going to use this one to stamp on, and this one is going to say thinking of you at Christmas, and that comes from the Itty Bitty Christmas stamp set right there. And I'm going to stamp this one in Mossy Meadow. Now you could do any other color that you wanted to, if you wanted to do white or Pear Pizzazz or red. Okay, but I'm using the Mossy Meadow because it's darker and I wanted to keep the green background. So, and then I'm going to take that piece, let me put this away. And I'm just going to add some glue on the back. You could use glue or you could use the Stamp and Seal if you wanted to. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this right there in the center. And then I'm going to lift that up. Whoops. It's worked every time perfectly. Okay, lift this up. There we go. And then just push that down. There we go. Now you're going to have 2 little shutters. That's why it's called the shutter card. And these are 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. And you have 2 because you're going to need these to be on both sides. So I'm going to take my triple banner punch. Now the triple banner punch usually will go up to a 2-inch piece of cardstock and fit in there perfectly. But this piece is 2 1/4. So I'm going to scoot this in here and I'm going to try to get this as even on both sides as I can. See, because it'll be over the edge just a little bit. Look back there, make sure it's all the way butted up against there. And then I'm going to pull that out, and I have these 2 little extra pieces that you do not want to take those off. You want to leave those on. And then you're going to put this one in. Excuse me. And I'm going to do the same thing, try to get it in there evenly. Push it all the way to the bottom, punch, and there we go. Now I'm going to take it and I'm going to take my trimmer. I'm not going to trim, I'm going to score. And I'm going to score at 1/2 inch on the other edge. Like that. And where did I put the other one? Here it is. And like this. Okay. Set that back aside. I'm going to fold it on the score lines. Just like that. And now these are my little shutter pieces. So I'm going to take these and place them under here and under here. And I want to put these like right on the inside of my fold here, right on the inside. And so what I'm doing is I'm seeing where my circle is and where I want my shutter to be. So I think I want it to be right about there. And so what I'm going to do is take, if you have tear and tape, you could use that, or you can use the Stamp and Seal or the Stamp and Seal Plus. And so I'm going to do that on that side. Move this all the way to the end here. There we go. But this knot. So then I'm going to take this, put that right down like that, and then when I pull that back, then that pulls back this piece. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to try to get them the same spot here. Get my tear and tape, or not tear and tape, I'm not using tear and tape. Pretend it's tear and tape. And then when I open it up, then it exposes my greeting. So you want to make sure that's laying down flat. I'm going to use my eraser again just to get off any little piece. If you use tear and tape, you would just put that on there and you wouldn't have any extra. But I have to do things the hard way. Always have. Always will. Okay, so there is your inside. Now, so you want a 1 inch by 11 inch piece of red because I want to match my card base. And so I'm just going to lay that behind my card. And then I'm just going to fold it in, give it a little rub there, and fold it in again. Now, you don't want this to be so tight that you're not going to be able to pull it on and off. So you want to give it just a little bit of wiggle room there. So once you figure out where that is, then you're going to take and just put you down some glue. Make sure you're lined up and just give it a press. Okay, so that looks good. All right, so now I'm going to take my Poinsettia dies that are in the Poinsettia Petals stamp bundle, and I'm going to cut out the large, the medium, the small, and then there's one die that's real small, a little bitty die, and I've already cut those out ahead of time. And when you cut these out, there's an extra piece that comes with each one of those flowers that embosses at the same time. So I don't know if you can see the little ridges in there, but it's really, really pretty. So now I'm going to take just a piece of scrap paper and lay it down, and I'm just going to sponge these with some real red ink. So this is just tone on tone, red on red, and I'm just going to go around the edges. And all this does is just give it a little bit of dimension, a little bit of shading. I think it just gives it a nice look, adds a little color. And then it kind of also what's the word I'm trying to say? Accentuates the embossing. Had a hard time there. Okay, so here's the little one. And in fact, I cut out 2 of the little ones because, I don't know if you remember or not, but I have one on the front, an extra one down at the bottom, right here by my little greeting on the front. So now that I have all those sponged, I'm going to take my right here. I'm just going to put down some right here in the center. And, oh, but before I glue it down, I just want to gently, I don't want these to go down, gently just kind of break the fiber of the paper. And so I'm going to have that one like that. Then I'm going to add another bit of glue. This time I'm just going to, you just really want to be careful when you do this. The other day I was doing a video and I just ripped it right off in my hand. Okay, now when I place this one down, I'm turning it so it gets the other spaces that are still open. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing again. If you wanted to, you could pop these up with dimensionals, but I just thought that would be a little too much. So for my little tiny one, I'm just going to take a glue dot and put it on with a glue dot because it's so little. And again, I stagger between the petals. And just kind of bend that one up just a smidgen. Okay. So as you can see, it doesn't take a long time to make this card. Once you have your little pieces all cut out, especially. Okay, then there are some little leaf dies as well that came in the set. And there's 2 different sizes, so you get 2 dies for leaves. One's larger and one's smaller. And I cut these out with Mossy Meadow cardstock, and then I've already gone ahead and used my sponge and inked them a little bit with the Mossy Meadow ink pad. So again, I just want to rough them up just a bit, kind of fold it a little bit in half. And then I want to take my silicone mat and I just want to add a little bit of glue on the back. And so I'm going to take this and just push it up underneath my flower and glue it to my band because I want to be able to move my band. I don't want it glued down onto the front of the card, or else that would not be good. Right. So here's the other big one. I think I'm going to put this one over here. Making sure. Okay. And then one more small on that side. Again, I'm only putting the glue towards the bottom. And then one more small. That. So, see how pretty that green just sets off the red. And now I cut out, where did it go? 2 little trim pieces here. These are also little dies that are in the Poinsettia stamp set, die set, bundle, whatever you want to call it. Suite, I think I bought the whole suite because I wanted all. And so I just put a little bit of Stampin' Seal towards the bottom, and I just put it up in there like between the 2 leaves. And And I think that just really makes it pop, that color. So now I'm going to put the other side. Look how pretty. I love the poinsettia stamp. It's my favorite, or dies. It's my favorite set. So, one more thing I want to do, also in the little set, in the die set, there are 2 of these little dies. This one has holes, the other one did not have holes. And so I cut this little piece out here, and I'm going to glue that one down onto there, like that. And I'm going to use, I think I will use glue. Squeezing out a teeny bit of glue. And then pick it up and put it right in the center. And let that dry for a couple of minutes. And then I'm going to take a scrap piece of Whisper White, and I'm going to stamp 'Tis the Season. I love this font on this one. This is from Tag Buffet. I bought this set because I love 'Tis the Season and just the font. I just thought it was so cute. So I'm going to stamp that one with red, real red. And then there is not a die that I want to use with this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stamp this. I didn't like the way that one stamped. Let's do it again. Didn't have enough on my S there. Oopsie. Let's try it one more time. Now it looks like, there's a piece of paper on it. Okay, 3rd time's a charm. That was the problem. Had just a little smidge of paper. Things happen. Okay, so there. That's much better. Now I'm going to clean this off using my chamois. I really like my chamois. Stampin' Up sells these too. And they're just great for photopolymer. And they're great for the rubber as well. Okay, now I'm going to take this, I'm going to close this up real quick so I don't get more red on me. And I'm just going to fussy cut this out because I thought it was just really cute. And this only takes a minute. And I just go around the edge. I leave just a little bit of the white showing. And then once I have this all cut out, then I'm going to just glue this down flat on the card. And then I'm going to pop up the last little tiny poinsettia. And then I'll show you how I did the envelope. Super, super cute set. Super easy. So the dimensions, I will have these posted on my blog. My blog is tinashaws.blogspot.com, and or YouTube. You can find me, Tina Shaw Stampin' Up, on YouTube. Almost got it done. My last little curvy piece. There we go. There. Cute. Okay. So now I'm just going to take that, turn it over. I'm just going to glue this piece down like on here. I usually put it over here on the right corner. I'm going to put it on the left, just to be different today. Okay, so that goes there. And then I'm going to take the other tiny little poinsettia and put a mini glue dot right in the center. And then I'm going to put that about right there. Just cute. Now, to finish it up, I'm going to use my Gilded Gems. And I want the medium sized. And those are right, where are they? Here. Yeah, these are the medium ones here. So I'm going to put a medium one in there. And then I'm going to put 1, 2, and 3. And there's your card. Isn't that so cute? I love it. I just think that is so pretty. You could use any color, any DSP you wanted. But that's your shutter card. I guess they say that's like the shutter of the lens on a camera. I just think it's adorable. So, there's that. And now for my envelope, I cut out ahead of time, right here, using the die. I told you it was the middle-sized one. And so I just ran this through my Stampin' Up cut and emboss machine right there. I think this is 3.5 inches, and I can't remember, it's like 6 or however long a piece I had left. And so then all I do is just trim it up to there, like that. And then this piece will fit right down in here like that. And so all you need to do is just put on a little glue. Now, if I was going to cut out like I did the other envelope, I would have that cut out now, and that because then the back side of that paper is showing. Isn't that so cute? But I didn't do it on this one. So then all you do is slide this down in here, and then try to get your sides even, and then leave a little bit up at the top. I probably will go ahead and glue it instead of just using the stickum that's on there, just to make sure that it doesn't come apart. Now once I have that on there, I like to take my trimmer and put that in there and go right to that fold line, put the fold line right in the cutting track, and then the other edge right there. And then I just go over that with the scorer. That way, just to make sure that it folds properly on the inside as well as the outside. So, there's your envelope. Pretty, pretty. And then if you wanted to, you could also stamp another poinsettia on the outside, which I do that. I've done that on a lot of my other poinsettia cards. I just took, which one? This one. Because it's a nice full image. Let me just put this on a block and try to put it on the block. And then get back my scrap paper, because I'm not going to stamp the whole flower on the front of the envelope because it would be too big. So I'm just going to take it like that and just kind of go off the edge a little bit. Ta-ta! Pretty. And if you want to, you could even do it on the back, but I think that's good enough for me. So there's your shutter card, the pretty matching envelopes, and here's the other one. And here's using a different pattern. But I think they're just really lovely, and they're super, super easy. They're not hard at all to make. Now this one, as you can see, I used the pretty little braided pearls that came with the Poinsettia suite. But on these, I wanted to add a little touch of gold, and so I didn't want to use this one because it has silver. So anyway, let me know how you like those. If you have any trouble or if you need any help, you can contact me through my website or through my Stampin' Up shop, tinashaw.stampinup.net. So I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I hope to see you really soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.